Is there a wind spirit that is a sky spirit?
No. The sky spirit, the wind spirits are part of the sky spirit.
Yeah,
and time
I see other
dictates
things
them all.
I see other things that run the wind.
Yeah, when you said wind, I saw like actual things running through it.
Yeah.
Like individual smaller spirits.
Are there fairies?
I was just gonna say
airbenders. They're like.
It's interesting.
Hi, I'm Pam.
And I'm Liv, and I can't see, and we're your meta PsycKicks. I'm not taking.
We're vlogging today.
We are. You guys wanted it, so.
So our patrons asked us if we would do more normal people things, but as mediums. So we're in a park, and we're gonna talk to the nature spirits, and as you can see, there's a lot of snow. So we're doing this for you. We might freeze to death.
Nah. We're fire signs.
We're fire signs. Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere and talk to nature spirits.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see the river, but it depends on if you want to walk that far.
Well, where is the river?
All the way down at the bottom. Because, you know, I might be a fire sign, but I also had a past life as a mermaid, so I really like water.
That sounds really good. We should go there.
Okay. If it's about general things and I'm not talking to a soul themselves, I get a ear-splitting ring in my right ear.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm talking to a soul, the whole side of my head on the right-hand side feels like it's crawling. Do I look majestic?
You look
Do I look
backlit.
like Bear Grylls?
You look like a shadow.
Slender Man. And I was just telling Em that everything, it's weird because like, we talk about like auras and what is the other one? Auras. Chakras.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is more of an aura instead of a chakra, but the aura of nature when I wake up in the morning. And every day it's different. So like right now where we are, I'm excited because through the ground and the trees, it's mostly the ground and just like the essence of everything collectively is like orange, yellow, and then blue and green. And that's super cool because I can like feel it.
Do you know what that means though?
Yes. The green and the blue is like a calming, healing, relaxive kind of state, whereas the orange and yellow, okay, sorry, they're telling me. So they're like, the reason you feel the blue and green coming from like things that come out of the ground is because they're in a more relaxive, physically healing state, and that orange and yellow that you're perceiving from the ground, not necessarily the things that come out of the ground, but the ground itself, is that forward progressive energy of actively giving nutrients to the things coming out of the ground, which is why the things coming out of the ground feel good. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's because it's winter and it's trying to
Recharge.
yeah. Trying
It's
to
adorable.
make spring happen.
I love it. Sorry, the funguses were telling me that the orange and green is coming from them.
The funguses.
Yeah, okay, so.
How do you know it's a fungus?
Because I wrote my thesis dissertation on fungus, and I was
so
thinking
they're
about.
like, hey, beach.
Well, I was thinking about soil, and soil is not just soil, it's funguses and microbes and all of the little things that a lot of people don't see. So I was like, all right, who's going to explain to me what the orange and yellow is and what the blue and green is? Because I can see that they're separate, but like, why? So on my left-hand side, because that's psychically, in addition to being able to kind of, in my mind's eye, clairvoyantly perceive the colors, I can feel them kind of like on my hands and feet a little bit, if that makes sense, like what the colors would feel like.
Yeah.
So blue is a very cool, calming kind of color, and green is a warmer, calming kind of color.
Yeah.
Whereas orange is a, vibrationally, it's very like staticky kind of, and it also is not necessarily warm, but like electric.
Orange is creative energy.
And then yellow has higher vibrational feel than green and blue. However, it's more closer to the cool kind of blue mixed with the green. So it's like a, I don't know, lukewarm kind of feeling. But when I asked about the orange specifically, I was like, okay, well, it's coming out of the soil, but like, what do you mean the soil? They showed me my thesis paper. And then on my left-hand side, I could smell dirt. When it's like warm, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you open a new thing of soil and it has that warm kind of whatever feeling because dirt collects heat, right? Or makes heat.
Yeah.
and then I saw a whole bunch of little dots. And for my mind, that's how I perceive what's called rhizospheres or rhizomes, which are the small little microbial bodies in the soil that help communicate to the trees.
Gotcha.
So the funguses were like, we're orange and yellow! So it's really cute. And if you don't know anything about tree communication, trees communicate through their root systems. And tree root systems can only go so far because trees are called sessile beings or sessile, I don't know, organisms, I guess. And sessile means that they don't move. They're fixed in one spot. Now, to biologically evolve, this is a big hill, to biologically evolve to get nutrients while still being sessile on land, they co-evolved with microbes and fungi. So tree root systems only grow so far and can only get so many nutrients and can only communicate using biological signals such as chemicals and other things with each other. But funguses are able to grow on the edge of those root systems, and they're kind of like extension cords for the phone system. So instead of just being able to talk to somebody in the kitchen, you can talk to people in all of the rooms. So that's what funguses do. They not only help with nutrient uptake for trees, but also communication. So that's why the funguses are telling me that they're helping with nutrition, and the trees are telling me that the funguses are giving me the information. It's so cool!
Yeah.
Gonna lose my mind. Alright, this is a bigger hill. I'm gonna stop walking backwards.
What?
Funguses clairaudiently, because I gave you clairvoyance, I gave you clairsentience, both emotionally and feeling wise, so physical clairvoyance, but clairaudiently, the funguses sound funny.
What do they sound like?
So depending on the type of fungus, they have a deeper tonality to them, and the smaller ones have more of a higher tonality.
Do they sound like pop rocks?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, the crazy one?
Yeah.
Or this one?
The crazy one. That's
The crazy one.
Yeah. It was telling me to listen to the bird and stop talking. It also was telling you not to fall down the hill because it's seen people do it before. The other trees will laugh.
The other trees will laugh. Wonderful.
Its energy feels kind of like slippery, but like if it was made out of slippery fabric.
Are you sure that it's not telling you that it's slippery?
Oh, because we're talking about
Falling down the hill?
I'm sure. It's kind of like one of those people that tells you a joke with a dead face, and you don't know that they're joking unless you actually know them.
Yeah. Are there fairies in the waterfall? I also need you to speak loud.
They're telling me that this section of the waterfall does not have like fae around it. There are fae in the trees around the waterfall that watch over it. Because I guess the waterfall itself didn't need fairies for it, like itself. So the things around it help. Just cute. They're making me look at that one hemlock tree that's growing out of the waterfall.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fairies in that one. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Yeah.
So I see little orbs with fairies in them on the outsides of the waterfall.
Ah.
They like laugh.
I just hear them in the hemlock trees right there and there.
Yeah.
Are they that orange color?
They're orange and blue.
Yeah.
And green.
I see the orange ones.
Those orange ones are the ones that are helping the waterfall.
Ah.
I can't narrow that far. I can see all of it.
Yeah, let's go to where it's more quiet.
This thick one?
Yeah, I just like opened up my head a little bit to listen again.
Uh-huh.
And it laughs like a big old timpani drum.
What does it think of the little one next to it?
It says that little ones need to grow too to replace the old ones like him.
Ah, got you, because I got like grasshopper vibes.
Yeah.
I teach grasshopper.
Yeah.
Like, this is my sensei.
Which is interesting because trees can be competitive as well.
Yeah.
But this one isn't. And he's not even that old, but he says times have changed, and for trees to become old is now not the same.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, did I just talk like a tree?
Yes.
That was really weird. It felt weird coming off of my tongue. I was like, when do I speak like Yoda?
Cause it's a grasshopper tree. That's funny.
Yeah, but he laughs like a timpani drum.
Yeah.
If anybody was
He's very low vibrational.
Uh-huh. It's cute. He feeds the trees around him. The little baby ones. Because I just asked them, I was like, do you have anything to say? And they like whisper to each other. And one of them said he hopes us grow.
That's so cute.
But I felt like somebody was giving me like energy. As if I was getting like juice from a milkshake straw.
Jesus Christ.
But again, if people don't know, not only can trees communicate with one another using biological chemical signals within their root systems and the associated microbial systems attached to them, but also they can help feed one another and get nutrients, and they can also choke the other one out too.
Well, yeah.
Depending on how they feel. This one is not an angry tree.
Yeah. It's really cute.
It kind of makes me sad that he says that old trees aren't the same anymore.
Well, yeah.
Because people cut them down.
Yep.
The things under the ground are annoyed that we're walking on it.
I was like, oh, this feels weird.
They're like, hey.
On the path.
You're ruining the ice. Like the crabs from Finding Nemo. Hey.
Wow.
We're supposed to be down there. We're literally just on snow and ice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is perfect. Look how pretty this is.
What are you doing there, Liv?
I'm making it so we can look like we're at the office.
Oh my god. You can't talk to the rock?
It's not the same as the trees, but they're telling me that if you look at the way, like what this rock is made out of, it's a very soluble stone. And the trees over here are saying that the rock gives nutrients to the soil.
Do things live in the rock? Spiritually?
No.
No?
I don't think so. The rock is kind of like its own thing. Does that make sense? Like how your crystals are its own thing?
Well, yeah.
However, he helps the trees. So, Em and I were driving here, and we were trying to figure out how we're going to do a nature spirit video. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about was how nature makes us feel individually. Because your perception of nature and how it makes you feel is probably different than the next person. Because I'm a flower child, and I love to be outside in nature all the time. So I was telling Em, I was like, we could talk about how like when people go outside, like all those like motivational speakers and stuff, they're like, you just have to free yourself from the bounds of physicality and get lost in nature, and then it makes you feel good. I feel the same way. However, I don't like to say it in the same way. Just, I don't know, go walk barefoot, but don't slice your feet on grass. Grass won't hurt you unless you're allergic to it. Anyways, I was telling Em that, you know, if you go out in nature and it makes you feel good, then isn't that just the same thing as when I go out into nature and feels good? But like as a psychic medium, I can talk to the trees.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like pinpoint the different things that make me feel good and maybe like communicate with them a little bit. Whereas if you're not a psychic medium, you still feel it, even if you're not able to pinpoint it in the same, I don't know, capacity as I do, which is fine. So I just was thinking, you know, maybe that's why people feel really good when they go out into nature. And then Em's like, what if you freaking hate nature? Because I hate the sun. So yeah. We want to talk about the different perspectives of how, I mean, everything's energy, and trees have souls. They're telling me they have souls. Sorry, because I was just thinking about that. Do trees actually have souls? But they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have souls?
So trees paved the way for human existence to be possible. So why wouldn't they have souls? Plus, a lot of other religions have souls in trees too, and that's something that we could talk about later. But anyways, nature makes me feel good because vibrationally, I love it. But that's also not pinpointing the certain trees and stuff that are crotchety, because just like people, trees can be crotchety. But in general, being outside makes me feel good. My best place, honestly, is to be in water outside. When I'm really upset or sad or whatever, I actually sit in this river over there by myself and just chill out. I don't know. People like to talk about like smoke cleansing and moon water cleansing. When Olivia needs to be spiritually and energetically cleansed, she sits in river
Water.
by herself.
Wow.
Even though she's a, double fire sign?
Yeah.
Your turn. Time to be in the office.
Ugh.
Now you gotta sit down.
You're sitting down.
What?
You're already sitting down.
I know, I'm gonna switch with you.
Huh. Oh, God. Is this how
the office?
Is this the mock interview shit?
Yeah, it's like The Office, but you didn't
Is it
watch The
recording?
Office. Yeah.
What am I saying?
Welcome to my TED Talk. My name is Em.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
I'm just gonna share her.
This is not a comfortable rock.
Don't say that. It can hear you.
You can't even talk to it. Once you can talk to it, then I'll
Then you'll
apologize.
feel bad.
Then
Look how
I'll
tiny you
apologize.
are. A tiny human. Sorry.
You're a towel.
I am a towel. Welcome to Bed Bath & Beyond. How may I help you? Hotman.
So, you heard Liv's side of the story. Liv is my twin flame. I am darkness itself. I hate the sun. And as a psychic medium, the reason why I hate the sun is it's like sensory overload. I can hear the frequencies that come off of the sun, and they're like high pitched, but they're also infrequent. But you also have the physical manifestation of it's bright and it's horrible. I hate it. I'd rather it just be dark all the time. So when people come into the office and they're like, it's such a soggy day because it's raining and dark, that is my time. I like when it's dark because everything is quiet. It's also why I like winter time, because everything is quiet.
Yeah.
But it's probably because I perceive all of the frequencies of nature. So when a lot of the things are like in hibernation, and then you also have the sound of snow, which is quieter, everything else is less of a sensory overload. But yeah.
Do you think that has to play with your autism?
100%!
Just for the people that haven't been following our channel and don't know that.
Me being autistic is also comes into play with me being a psychic medium.
Yeah.
One cannot happen without the other.
So do you think all psychic mediums are on the spectrum in one way or another? Because I have ADHD, although I don't know about... I might have some tendencies, but again, I'm not like... The only thing I've been clinically diagnosed with is ADHD.
It is easier for someone who is neurodivergent to be a psychic medium.
Neurodivergence in and of itself.
But as a whole, there can be psychic mediums that are not neurodivergent.
Mm-hmm.
However, being autistic, autism has a lot of sensory issues that go along with it. So it's not even that I'm hearing physical sounds, I'm also hearing spiritual sounds. But for my entire life, I didn't realize I was hearing spiritual sounds because everything else is so loud. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. So when we talk about being mediums and how it's the metaphysical perception of metaphysical things around us, the fact that you're artistic and your ability to perceive things within our physical world at a higher level, I think would be associated with your ability to perceive metaphysical things at a higher level too.
Yeah.
When you have ADHD, I don't think you have the same ability to tune into things like that as much as people with autism do. However, it's an overwhelming feeling of perceiving everything at once that causes ADHD, I believe. You're always just hyper focused on a lot of aspects of the world at one time, which would make sense in mediumship because you're literally just perceiving the metaphysical.
Yeah.
Because it's always there. People just don't perceive it because they don't.
There's like a couple people here talking to me. There's some man and then there's some woman over there.
Before you said anything, I saw them.
And they've been telling me about the things that you're talking about with the neurodivergence. These people are telling me that the reason why I can do that is because autism is like, it's like a funnel. So up here is all of the sensory overload. As an autistic person, I just make it more simple. So when I can't make it more simple, that's where I get sensory overload. So my brain simplifies everything, where you're ADHD and it's like this.
Is the opposite, which is why we're twin flames.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm able to
It's
do
like
that.
the concave and convex side of a spoon.
Yeah.
Because if you look at one side, you're right side up, but if you look at the other, you're upside down, but it's still a spoon, different perspectives, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it's important for people to understand when we're talking about metaphysical things, we're not telling you about things that you don't exist. It's just that our perception of reality is different because the fan in the room is still spinning at full blast. However, your perception of it might be foggy. M can count the blades while just looking at it, and I can count the blades while following them individually, all at the same time frame. We are experiencing the same thing at the same time. However, the way in which we experience it is different because our brains are different.
Can you talk to the forest spirit?
They're telling me that the forest spirit for this area is kind of, to explain it to you in the way that in our graveyard video, the graveyard had a graveyard spirit.
Yeah. There's like...
Did it walk forward like a big giant deer for you? Because you really like deer, so it's telling me that's why it walked forward like that. It looks like a smoky deer. Yes! Jesus! Okay, I'm sorry. We literally said that at the same time because the Patronus is a fucking smoky deer, and I know a lot of people on the internet might be like, you guys just say the same thing one after another, but like we literally just said that at the same fucking time.
Yeah, because I see like a
right over there.
blue, white misty thing like blowing through the trees, and it changes into shapes.
It looks like a stag though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you pick your Patronus and you do that weird test, they have a forest and there's like a little spirit thing that is your Patronus that changes into the animal.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're saying the one associated with this portion of the forest is like that. It's really cute. But yeah, M doesn't like the sun. I like the sun, even though I get burned.
Hate the sun.
But then M also brought up the aspect of what your one aunt that just like doesn't understand.
There's people that hate nature. They don't like being in nature, and I feel as if those people are very blocked off. Like they don't perceive the vibrations of nature.
Yeah.
Because I have like aunts that do not like animals. So they ask me, well, why do you have them? Like, I don't understand why you have animals. And I'm like, I don't understand why you're asking me that question. Like,
Yeah.
How do you not understand that?
Yeah. How do you not want to have a
That's a loaded question.
fuzzy roommate that you have no communication with at all verbally as you would with another human, however
And
you
it's
coexist?
I relate to animals better than I relate to people.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have human souls talking to us in our nature spirit video.
Always. That happened last time.
Always.
With trees. But they're specifically here for the neurodivergent stuff, which is interesting.
I really like how we were able to tie that into people don't listen to nature. It's why they don't like it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about nature spirits?
If you
Got
don't
any
like
more?
it, don't tell us.
Is there any more speaking to you?
I asked them and they're like, no, bye.
Oh,
They're
bye.
showing me- They're showing me the Looney Tunes ending.
Oh, God. So next week we're going to be doing numerology. So if you're interested in that content, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And while you wait, check out these other videos. We talked to trees in one of these.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
We are your PsycKicks.
That's all, folks.
Is there something in the water?
fairies like the way you
Airbended?
explain- Yeah, they're like laughing. Sorry.
Dude, they told me to say it.
It's so
I was like,
funny.
are you an airbender? And they're like, yes. I was like, yes.
That's so funny.
Is there something in the water over there? It's like swampy or like goopy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It showed me like Nessie. Sorry. It's another thing that protects the water from being touched by people.
Yeah, they show me they're showing me like urban legends about like swamp women that come out of the water.
Ah, interesting.
Like in Avatar where Katara is the lady in the mist.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of energy.
They also have the doll lady from
Yeah.
Mob 100.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different urban legends about women that will walk through water or come out of the water.
Sorry, I'm getting too cold.